Hello, my name is Annabeth Finucci. Today is February 3rd, and I'm going to be going over the journey of blood throughout the body. First, starting with a quick anterior view of the heart, just to get an idea of what we're looking at. But I think it's better when learning the direction of the blood flow to get almost like a cartoonish image like this that's really well labeled with arrows to get a really basic idea of where the blood is and where it's going. So starting in the right atrium, we have deoxygenated blood from all over the body coming into the right atrium via just the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. So the superior vena cava, respectively, is bringing blood in from the superior part of the body. The inferior vena cava is bringing blood in from the inferior part of the body. All of this deoxygenated blood is coming into the right atrium. It's going to go through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. The right ventricle is going to contract. It's going to send that blood up through the pulmonary valve into the pulmonary arteries. And the pulmonary artery is interesting because it is the only artery that's going to have deoxygenated blood. But it's still an artery because it's sending blood away from the heart. So I like to think A for artery, A for away. This blood is now in the lungs. That's where it's going to be picking up oxygen and going right back to the heart via the pulmonary veins. The pulmonary veins are going to drop off all that blood in the left atrium. So thinking L for left, L for lung, all that blood from the lungs is coming into the left side of the heart. We have all that going into the left atrium. It's going to go through the mitral valve into the left ventricle. The left ventricle is going to contract and it's going to send that blood through the aortic valve into the aorta. The aorta is going to distribute all that blood into various arteries throughout the body to distribute oxygenated blood all throughout the body. Taking a quicker look at just the valves, we have the tricuspid valve and the mitral or bicuspid valve, which are the atrioventricular valves. They're the valves in between the atrium and ventricles. And then we have the semilunar valves, which would be the pulmonary valve and the aortic valve. This is also just a quick look at all the big arteries and veins throughout the body, which I think is helpful to have a mental image of. And then taking a quick look at how that blood actually gets from the arteries into the veins. We have all this rich oxygenated blood coursing through the arteries, which is why it's depicted as red, although it's important to note that blood is always red, even though veins and their deoxygenated blood are often presented as blue. Blood is always red. It's just a helpful way to distinguish those two things. So we have that bright red blood in the arteries. It's going to go from arteries to arterioles, into capillaries. Capillaries is where that blood is essentially going to deliver that oxygen to the different parts of the body that need it. Then that blood is going to keep going through those capillaries into venules, into bigger and bigger veins, where those veins can send all of that deoxygenated blood back to the heart. And that is the cycle that it's going to go through. And those are all the parts of the body that the blood flows through. Thank you.